8675309. You know what that song is?
That's 8675309. Is that what it's called?
It is, but
It's
then
like
like when you
Jenny?
look at, yes, I was about to say when you look it up, it's in parentheses and it says Jenny. But yes, you are correct. 8675309.
It's funny because when I was thinking about the songs that you might do or a song that you might do, I was wondering if you would do another song, but it's just numbers. And I was like, I don't know if she would do that because it's not, I mean, it's a phone call song, but it's not about
Yeah.
calling
No,
somebody.
but I mean, I think, well, Jenny is, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
he wanted her phone number, and it's phone related nonetheless.
Okay, phone related. Okay. All
Yes,
right. So
it's
I
like
wonder
phone
if you'll
calls.
use the one that I'm thinking of in my head. I wonder if you'll ever
But
do
don't
that.
tell me. But we'll
I
see
will let you know.
if I ever rotate around to it. I listen. I had to even. I ain't gonna lie. I even had to Google for like phone related songs, so I have like a lineup each time we do this because our whole niche shtick, whatever other word is a
Niche.
synonym for that, is like this is our phone conversation. We talking amongst friends,
Right.
So yeah, I had to. So and some of
Well,
them I
I'm
didn't even
surprised by
know.
that song. That was not one that I would have suspected you to use. So,
Hmm.
hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's all inclusive. Like I said, if it's phone related, if it's and for our new friends out there, if you know a song that maybe you think I might not know, and start our episodes, our conversations off with, let me know. Let us know. I'll try to incorporate it somehow. I don't know all the songs, so I'm all for suggestions. But Beth, it
What?
is 2024.
That's crazy.
2024,
It
Beth.
sounds so futuristic. Like
It
my
does.
10-year-old self, when you said 2024 back then, it didn't even sound like it was a year that I could reach,
Right.
you know?
Listen, I'm still looking for the little uh capsules of foods that you pop it in the microwave and it comes out like a full meal, like
Like on Back to the Future.
Back to the Future and Fifth
Hmm.
Element, like chicken, yes,
I've never
chicken
seen
good.
Fifth Element.
Shut up, Beth. My good. It's 2024. I'm gonna be kinder. I'm going to be milder.
That's your goal for the year?
My goal, like, yeah, like 2024, new year, new me. Everybody's on some kind of thing, whether it's some sort of resolution or goal. Da, 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 da. Yes. So I'm gonna try to limit my Beths.
Patience.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to keep that goal though, because Heifer, you be
Me?
yes.
You you relating it towards me?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't make that clear. Yeah.
I thought you meant
Because
in general.
no, just you, because I'm being specific with my goals this year. This is Beth's. This is Beth's.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe my goal will be to help you achieve that goal by
There you
giving you
go.
less of those moments. But I don't even really know what I do to like attribute to that.
I don't even know. But how you not see Fifth Element? But I know we've watched that together.
I don't think so, Dawn. I
Oh,
know
should I?
that it's like it's funny because I know about movies and I sometimes even know like who was in the movie and I can see scenes of the movie flash before my eyes, but I've never seen the movie.
Shut up, Beth. That don't make
It's
no
the
daggone
truth.
sense.
I
I
know it
no.
doesn't make
It
sense, but
don't
it's
make
the
no
truth.
daggone sense. Whatever, effer. But yeah,
It's the
like yeah,
truth. I know that Chris Tucker's in that movie, right?
yes,
And in my mind, I see him with like some funky outfit on. His hair is kind of funky.
yes,
Okay. And Bruce Willis
yes.
and maybe Mila Jovovich or whatever.
The fact that you even know, so stop, because you've
Well,
seen
that's
it.
what
Shut up.
No, I have not seen it. I've seen clips probably here and there. And I'm really weird when it comes to, we have a mutual friend, our friend Carly. She says, like, I will pull out the most random actor or actress's name or singer's name from, I mean, like whenever ago. And so, but that's all I know. So like Mila Jovovich, I think that's, I don't even know that's how you say her name, but
Yes.
that, like, it's weird because I will pull out a random name of an actor that maybe is not even that well known or maybe was known back then, but I don't know.
It's like you
But no,
know
I've
it, but then
never
you
seen
don't
the
know
movie.
no movie
Yep,
or
never
nothing.
seen the movie.
Oh my gosh, ridiculous. Anyway, so yes, futuristic food tablets. But then, okay, so like I said, no, but I'm picking with you. You are, but this, if that was the case, this would be an every year thing because that's just not going to change. So I'm not even going to set myself up for failure for a goal that I know I won't be
You
able to
can't.
achieve because I'm gonna have many of those Beth moments. Anyway, um, oh, so one goal, one thing that like what's trending right now, and I don't know if it's an every year thing. I feel like it's if it is, it's to the forefront this year. But January is supposed to be dry January.
Mm-hmm.
No libations, adult libations of those sorts. So I'm gonna try to do that. Now I failed already,
Oh, wow.
but today is January 7th. So with that being said, it's like that week has passed. I feel like the first week in January is just that adjustment time to really get into
Absolutely.
a routine.
Absolutely.
Um, so now that that has passed, and I've already fallen off the wagon by having said libation earlier uh, within that first week of January, I'm ready to start now. So like even right now, like we usually start our convos and we got our glasses poured up, have a little cocktail or what have you. I have a bottle of water. So, and actually my second bottle of water within a short amount of time, but I'm going to do this. I am going to do this. So,
Okay.
we do our convos weekly. So I'm going to be updating you with whether I have fallen off that wagon
Wagon.
or not.
Okay.
But I'm gonna try to keep it with the H2O. I'm gonna try to keep it with the H2O, see how that goes. So we'll see. You got anything? New year, new me, new goal, gonna try to do something.
Um, I feel like I'm always trying to work on personal growth all the time, all the
Hmm.
time. Um, so I can't think of anything specific that I'm like, okay, I'm going to start working on that now because I'm
Yeah.
probably already in the midst of working on something else, whether it be being more patient or being more compassionate or being more whatever the case may be. So I don't really have anything in particular, but like that I was like, okay, new year, new week, new everything. I'm going to start. I will say um, that I told myself I was going to try to be, just in general, I was already starting to work on this,
Hmm.
was try to be a little bit more. I'm trying to work on my patience level.
Okay.
Um, you know, over the summer, you and I both, we went to this convention on patience. The
Right.
whole 3-day convention was on patience. So obviously, I think that's something that in general that people need to work on. And since we talked about, I find that I'm not. Yes, I am. I can be an impatient person, but I find that the majority of my impatience comes when I'm driving in the car.
Okay.
It's a I'm it is a level of I turn into a different person when I get into the car.
AKA road rage.
I mm, that sounds that does I don't like that label. But for 2024, I'm not labeling. We're not
Oh,
labeling
okay.
anymore.
Okay.
I don't think of myself as an aggressive person. I don't even think of myself. I can be assertive if I need to. But when
Right.
I get in the car, I am the most decisive. Like I am so decisive. And I'm indecisive in every other area of my life. But in that car, I know where I'm going and
Right.
I want to get there. And I'm probably running late. So I want you out of
Listen,
my way.
do you really have to say probably?
Uh-huh.
Let's go ahead and take that out. 2024 is a year of truth. All right. Let's
Well, in 2023, I started working on my lateness. So maybe I'm not, maybe it is only a probably
okay. I'll give that
for
to you.
2024. I don't
Okay.
know, but more than likely I am. Anywho, and I find that I'm muttering and talking and yelling at people in the car all the time, especially in the town that I live in, because the driving is just the people driving is absolutely ridiculous. And we can circle back to that later or whatever. But I'm trying to give myself enough time so that I'm not so rushed in the car, so that I am a little bit more patient
Yeah.
when I'm dealing with people, because I find that it makes like I said, I'm borderline aggressive in the car. Like, I'm definitely assertive, but borderline aggressive. Now, granted, I would
Borderline,
never,
aka
no,
road rage.
I don't like, I'm not the rager though, as far as like, I'm not cutting people off, and I'm not mad and flipping people off when I get upset. I'm not doing anything of that, since I'm usually aggravated with somebody else. And
Isn't that what road rage is, Heifer?
I don't know. I thought road rage was the person who was like being the aggressor on the road.
No, that
I'm not being the aggressor. I've been aggressed,
no,
and now I'm aggravated.
no. Oh my God, you didn't just take. So the year 2024 is the year of come up with your own definition because
I have two sayings that I have coined. I think that
okay.
I've coined them. I don't think that anybody. I've never heard them anymore. But I made these up, and I told these to my kids, each one of them, when we were learning how to drive.
Okay.
Hesitance causes accidents, and indecisions cause collision.
I don't know about that for sure that second one, but that first one I feel like it's kind of
Did somebody else say that?
I don't know. It's maybe there's something similar. I will say
Maybe
that.
it
Maybe
is.
it sounds a little familiar. It has a little
We'll have to look it up.
familiarity. It
I
has a
thought I
little
coined it.
familiarity.
I could have been plagiarizing it, because I nothing worse when I get in a car and I get behind somebody and they can't decide to make up their mind of what they want to do. And I'm like, y'all hesitate. And that's how an accident gets caused, because you hesitate, you don't do it, you don't know what you're going to do, moving back and forth, and there's an accident. Or you can't make up your mind. I'm in this lane, I'm in that lane, lights red, lights yellow. Should I go? Should I slow down? Should I speed up?
But
Come on
I'm
now.
I'm I'm cracking up at the sound effect. No, Beth's phone was not glitching. She legit made the
That was, if you only saw me, that was me being
you
in the
know
car. That was me being in the car. Let's do it.
oh
So
my
I'm just
goodness.
trying in general and all. Just, I don't have high blood pressure. I don't want high blood pressure. I'm trying to be
Right.
more zen and more calm and more every way all around. I'm pretty animated to begin with. So I'm just trying to take that down a notch or a level when I'm in the car.
I got you. Okay.
And
That's
so
a
in
nice
general,
personal goal to just have it like you said in general. I got you. I'm feeling it. I don't know.
I
like I
don't
said I'm
have
doing
any.
this dry January. I'm trying to
I
think if
mean,
there's
I do happen to have a bottle of water next to me
oh go high
right
five,
now.
buddy.
Not
High
Didn't
five.
know that you were going to have a bottle of water next to you. I just,
Yeah, like I said, I'm
just
trying.
had
Plus, I
one.
just need more water. I'm trying to being healthy. I do not get why being healthy is so hard, and maybe not for everybody, but I feel like it's a general like when you're trying to get into it and get into that whole rhythm and routine and everything. It's just like, uh, it's uh, it's just so much easier to I'm not a sweets person, so it's so much easier to crack a bag of chips open and grab a where I know like if you had some carrots and some
it doesn't fulfill you the same way though.
It doesn't. It
It
does not
doesn't like
warm
give you
my
that feeling
soul.
of yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
give you that. I mean, you feel I don't even feel satisfied sometimes if I have a snack and like maybe if you're a like you're a savory person, like a you need chips. Maybe that crunch of the pretzel, or not the pretzel, the crunch of the carrot might satisfy that crunchy.
That's what I like. They be trying to trick you and say like, "Oh, well, if you like chips, just get you." No, it's not the same. That's
It,
why they're not. If it was the same,
you're absolutely
they'd
right.
be the same. You know what I mean? It's so it's. I
I'm not.
get what they're saying, but oh,
I'm more of a sweet person.
I know you are.
So so for me, there is not that. Like there's no have a. I guess you could say have an apple or have a banana or something that might curb that sweet craving. But for
Yeah.
me, mine is not that. Mine is I want sweet bread. So it's going to be a donut, a cookie,
Oh,
a honey bun, a, a
zebra
Swiss
cake.
cake roll, a zebra cake.
Right.
That's what I want. And I want like a milk. I want to dip the cookie in the milk. I want some vanilla wafers dipped in the milk. I want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't feel complete unless it's sweet and it's a carb. Like I want like a bread. Like I want it because that once that hits the like hit goes down my esophagus and hits my belly, it makes me feel like I got a big nice warm hug. Whereas the other stuff doesn't do that.
Right. Right. It doesn't flow the same. It
It
really
doesn't
does not.
comfort me. It doesn't comfort me the way
It
that
doesn't.
does.
But I am going to make a conscious effort to just do better water. I honestly, and I know this for myself, I am not a vegetable person. I'm not you know what I mean? Like greens. Although it's funny, like when it comes to salads, when I have a good salad, I'm like, huh, that was really good. Like, why don't I have
Mm-hmm.
these more often? But because it's just like default, not my thing, my go-to thing. But when I do actually make them and stuff, I actually do enjoy them. It's just like getting into that routine of doing it and eating it and just we got friends and stuff that are so good about those kind of things. Our buddy coworker, she brings her little measured out almond snack cube,
Oh
that
yeah.
like little bird
Mm-mm.
seed that's all
Nope.
measured out, and she brings her one yogurt, and
That's
I
not
hear her,
fun though.
I hear her scraping the container, and I'm just like,
That's no fun.
it's not fun. Like it's not, but it's like I look at her and I'm like, man, once I grow up, I want to be like you because I don't want to measure out my bird seed and have my 100 calorie oikos yogurt and
No,
Chobani and
no,
all that.
I drink the Chobani. I eat the Chobani flips. Like they have like it's a little bit of Greek
Yeah.
yogurt on one side and it's the like either the pretzel or the cookie or the caramel crunch or peanut butter or something or whatever on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of cottage cheese and fruit. So,
Ew.
every week I go to my Aldi because they have the best cottage cheese.
Huh.
Hands down, I have not found any other you can use. I know back in Indiana we have, I think, is Prairie Farms an Indiana thing?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know Indiana Prairie Farms is a big brand, and I know you've got your Breakstone cottage cheese. It's which is disgusting. It Aldi has the best cottage cheese to me. I
All
mean,
right. And
it's
now listen,
good.
I'll try it. I don't,
If
and I
are you a
said,
cottage cheese
when I,
person? Do you like cottage cheese?
well, I'm a texture person, right? So that's why when you
Right.
first said cottage cheese and fruit, I was like, ugh. But that's just because of the combo in itself. I know people eat cottage cheese and fruit. To me, again, I'm a savory person. So like
Some
back
people
in the
eat it
day,
with salt and pepper and tomatoes and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah. So that's the side that I'm on. Like I used to eat like cottage cheese with little bacon bits on it. Like to me,
Yeah.
that was really good and stuff like that. But knowing that Aldi's has
Mm,
some good cottage
I
cheese, I'm gonna
would
have to
like
try
you
it
to
out.
try it. You let me know. To me, they have the best cottage cheese. So every week I go and I get me a thing of cottage cheese and then I get me a thing of their like little peach cups
Yeah.
or pineapple cups or mandarin orange cups or whatever it is. And I mean, talk about not being fun. I eat that for lunch every day. But it satisfies me because it gives me my sweet craving. I think maybe the protein from the cottage cheese fills me up. And so I feel satisfied. And so I
Yeah.
tell myself at night when I'm craving all these like sweets, go and get me a cup of cottage cheese and put some fruit on it and, call it a day.
Now,
But I
what's
don't.
that flavor profile? Is it supposed to be like a, like, say if you eat it with the peaches, is it like a peaches and cream? Is it a,
To me,
because
that's
I'm
what it
not.
tastes like. I mainly eat it with peaches, but I've put blueberries in it before. I'll make my own compote sometimes too with like frozen or fresh fruit.
Yeah.
I make my own compote to put in it. But when it's peaches and I got a little bit of that peach juice from like the can or cup peaches,
Yeah.
it is so good to me. Like in the juice, like the peach juice with it, it is. But I think it's because it's all these cottage cheese is so creamy. It's so good.
I'm gonna have to listen. It's so funny too because this is how not of a sweet person I am. As soon as you mention cottage cheese, I'm like, oh, I wonder if it'd be good in a lasagna. Like,
Yeah, I think people
that's where my
sometimes
mind goes.
substitute. They don't like. I use ricotta in my
Yeah,
lasagna, but a lot of people use cottage
cottage
cheese in the
cheese.
lasagna, and to
Yeah.
me, it would pair perfectly. It's so good.
See, I do a mix of it because I do like ricotta. It just depends on the mood and the time that I'm making it. But usually I mix, like I do like half cottage cheese, half ricotta because I
Right.
like that how it cooks down in lasagna. Um, now see, now
We
look,
went from we
got me
went from
hungry.
talking about. I know we went from talking about being all healthy to like to food.
Bring it back around. It's a new year, new me. Um, but speaking of sweets, I gotta give you an update on my Candy Crush because remember,
That's right. You were supposed to do that little. You bought that package, and you were gonna have like 3 days, and it was
of
giving you like
un
10,000 lives or something.
of unlimited lives, Beth. three
Unlimited lives.
days for $9.99.
And so how'd it
It
go?
was, first of all, let me correct myself because like when I was saying what level I was on, I was like, oh, 10,900. No, it's not. It's I was at the time that we talked and I did what you said. I took a screenshot that that day when we had spoke of the level that I was currently on when I started this 3 days of unlimited lives, and it was actually level 10,380. So no, I'm not 10,900 and something I would like to be, but it is what it is. But yeah, so the first screenshot I took, I was at level 10,380. Did my 3 days of unlimited lives, and I think during that time we had started traveling, which we got to see each other. Um, we had
Oh,
started
so that was
traveling and stuff.
nice.
So I played in the car and stuff like when my husband was driving. At the end of the 3 days of unlimited lives, the level that I ended up on was uh oh man 10,429, I believe it was. Now I looked at the screenshot before we started this and now I can't, but it was a grand total of, now what did you say, do you remember the number of levels you thought I would need to pass to make it worthwhile? And I was like, it was chump change.
I did I say something like 30, 20
You
or
said
30?
20. You said
Mm-hmm.
20. So grand total
That's over.
levels that I passed was 49.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
So I
So you
feel
almost
like,
doubled you almost doubled or you, yeah, you did double what I thought you would do or what you would need to do to make it
yeah,
worthwhile. So you're saying it was worth your money.
yes. Yes, it was
Were the
it's an
levels
amazing
harder
experience.
for you?
Mm,
Like, did they
no,
give you
not
hard levels? Did they give you the skull and crossbone levels like with the smoke
uh,
that they give me?
that's in every little like I forget what they call them, like, but like every little section that you pass on to, you have those levels in there, probably even more so, more than the lower levels, because I feel like when you get up that high, like, they're trying to make it a little difficult and everything. But it was no more than I usually, see if I didn't have the unlimited lives package. I feel like it was just the normal levels or whatever. But yeah, so I was pleased. Now, like I said, if I had did that and only passed like 5 or 10 levels, yeah, I'd have like that's some booty. But 49 levels, I'm happy
All
with
right,
it.
I'll give it to you. I guess that was worth your investment.
Listen, 9.99, 3 days, and that kind of deal. That, like I said, that was just because it was the end of the year. You know, you had the New Year coming up and all this other stuff. So a deal that good won't happen until again the end of 2024, futuristic
Wow.
type deal. So I was happy. I was
Good for
happy.
you, because I'm not spending a dime on Candy
Oh,
Crush.
whatever. Did you even play any more Candy
I
Crush since we had
did.
talked?
I would
Okay.
love to tell you what level I'm at right now, but I can't because I don't want anything to disconnect. So I won't. But I actually was on a little bit of a stretch because I was off from work myself for a little bit of time and had a little bit of extra time.
Yeah.
I did, aside from my normal daily games that I play, I did engage in a little bit of Candy Crush. Um, but like I said, I play until my lives are out, and then once my lives are out, I'm done. I did get a couple of like in level advertisements. So like before I would start the level, they would tell me, if you watch this ad now, we'll give you like 3 or 4 extra moves, or we'll give you an extra candy
Oh,
ball. So I had some of those and I took advantage of
do they
that.
still do that?
I guess
Huh.
for the people that are on the low levels,
Really?
I
I
guess they're
ain't
still
seen
trying to
that in them.
incentivize
No,
us.
but no, I appreciate it though. It used to be where you could watch an ad to maybe it was moves or like for a booster or something. I miss those because
It's a booster. And at the end, if I was like 2 or 3 moves away from winning that level, they would let
yeah.
me watch an ad to give me like 4 or 5 more moves that would allow me to clear that level.
Oh,
So I
see,
appreciated it. So I'm not going to talk bad about them.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not, and I wasn't saying that. Like I miss that. Like I need that. They don't offer that kind of stuff up where I'm at.
Mm. Like I said, so that was daily, and I
But
might have
wait,
played a couple of times a day, but I
because
have my other
now I want to
games.
back up to the fact you said because I'm confused now. What you mean, like your normal daily games? Like you play multiple other games?
Every day, I have a routine.
Oh my gosh!
Every night that I go through my games, and then it's like me winding down for the evening.
Right, I get that because that's
So
yeah.
I'm a puzzle type person. So I've got several different games that I play, all somewhat puzzle related, and they are also streak type of games. So I have to play them because I don't want to break my streak. So,
So what games do you
okay,
got
so
that
this
you
one's not a game, but this is Duolingo. So I'm on Duolingo, which is it's an app for learning another language.
wait?
And I
What?
was initially on it for Spanish, and
Right.
then because of BTS, I got on it for Korean.
Oh my
And so I tried to
gosh.
learn a little bit.
Oh my. Did you really only
I
start?
did. And
Oh my
I'm on
god.
day 525. So
520. Beth, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. 500. You know, I don't know. I can't do math on the spot. I had somebody, our buddy coworker, cracking up because I couldn't do the math when I was trying to figure out the Candy Crush lot. But hold on. How many days? 500 and what?
25. Matter of fact, I have to do it today before so my streak doesn't end so I can hit my 526th day. Lily has already reminded me. My notification came on and said, Beth, it'd be a shame for you to lose that 525-day streak. You have 3 minutes for a game. She gets on my
Wow.
nerves. But
Who's
anyway,
Lily? Is that the
that
bot?
that's whoever it is. Duo is an owl, and I think Lily might be his little helper, and she comes on and reminds you that you have,
Wow,
that you need it,
Beth.
whatever.
So
Anywho,
500, but Heffa, there's 365 days in the year, right? So
right,
you've been learning Korean for
right,
almost 2 years.
uh-huh,
No, wait, a year and a half. Wait,
yeah,
yeah, something like that. Because 365, if it was double, if it was two
yeah,
years, that would put it
it'd be
at
over 600 days,
700.
right? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So like a year and a half. But anyway, really.
yeah.
And have you learned any like significant Korean? Say something to me right now. I'm putting you on the spot.
I can tell you about cucumber milk and a fox in the trash, and This is what's crazy about the
Wait.
Korean. It's random. Like, what is cucumber milk, and why would I ever say that together in a sentence?
Beth,
I don't understand.
please
But
do
that's the
not
way that
go over to Korea because you're gonna be stranded in the streets. Something else. So they gonna think you crazy asking for some cucumber milk, and anyone sees a fox in a trap.
I don't know why they did, like, the Spanish app. Knowing Spanish a little bit already, the Spanish app
Right,
was very much, it made sense. I don't
right.
know why in the world they have taught me Korean the way they have taught me Korean. It's like they are trying to get me hurt.
But
I don't
Beth,
understand.
but
It
you
makes
done stuck
no
with it for
sense
525 days.
because now I can't stop. It's a
Oh my
streak.
gosh, Beth,
Okay.
do you know one like even a small phrase?
Um that would make sense.
It doesn't even have to make sense. I just want to hear some Korean. Mm-mm.
Handulset.
Handelset.
Handulset.
Okay, what's that mean?
1, 2, 3.
What? Okay, I'm gonna need you to lose that streak because
This is what
of
makes it so
of
difficult. I'm going to tell you.
525 days now, and I get it. I put you on the spot, but heifer, 525 days, and all you can hit me with is
No,
one, two,
this is
three.
this is what makes it difficult is they don't explain it. So they just will start giving you random sentences and words. I can say, okay, here's one. Now see, I'm going to say this, but I'm not making fun of anything. This is what it is. Palaka pon.
Okay,
What did I just say?
palak pong.
Palak pon.
Okay, what's that?
Black phone.
Black phone.
Black phone.
Black phone.
Mhm.
So you gonna go to Korea and
Here's
ask
one.
them
Philadelphia.
just because Philadelphia?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What's Philadelphia mean?
Philadelphia city.
What you mean? Shut up, Beth.
That's what they taught me. They taught me random cities. They taught me
And how do you say shut up? I'm done with you. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
why.
You
They
need to
taught
don't worry about that
they
streak.
taught
Leave it
listen.
alone.
They taught me random sentences, random words like fox, backyard, trash, milk, pickle, this, baby, agie, adie, that's baby, child. Let me see.
Uh-uh.
Wait a second. Urinen, that means we. I mean, all these random words, and
And
then they
after
don't ever tell you
525
how to,
days,
like, string them together. They don't give you like the grammatics or the phonetics of it all. First of all, they have a lot of letters that kind of sound the same. So when the person is saying it back to me, I don't know if they're saying it like p or b because they sound the same. The R and the L sound the same. So I don't know which one they're saying, and they don't show me phonetically which way to say it. So I'm kind of just taking a guess. And
so
in the Spanish
again,
Duolingo, they at least have you like repeat it. I believe they like you can repeat it back and you say it
right?
into the phone so they can hear how you're
Yep.
saying it. They wouldn't dare ask that in Korean, and they don't because they know good and well that the way I would repeat it back is probably not at all the way they just said it because they don't give me the phonetics and how to like spell it out for me.
And okay. And I so
So why am I doing it?
yes, heifer.
Because I'm hoping that one day it's all gonna click.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, all right.
I'm like, maybe I get to day 600 and it's like, aha! It all came together. It all made sense.
Okay. We
Now I
go.
get it.
All right. We're gonna hold out for that then. I'm not
Okay.
going. I'm not even going. It's 2024. Who knows? Maybe at the end of 2024, you gonna be so fluent in
I'll be
Korean.
able to string a whole conversation together.
All right. Let's hope for our podcast to keep thriving and flourishing to that point to where we can all party together and be impressed by Beth's fluent Korean because right now, Hong Tasset in Philadelphia is where we at right now. I can't with you, lady. I cannot with you. Oh
Okay,
my
well,
gosh.
I'll tell you really quick my other games, and then
Oh yeah,
maybe
yeah,
this
yeah,
will be
yeah.
better.
Because I'm still stuck on the fact that you doing Duolingo for no reason. But go ahead. What's your other? Okay, so
So I do
Duolingo's the streak one, right? And you try to keep up with the streak on that.
Duolingo's a streak one.
Okay.
I do Wordle, which I think,
I feel like for
a
a
lot
minute
of
that
people did Wordle, but I think they kind of fell off. I love that
yeah,
game, so I play
that was
Wordle.
a hot one for a minute. Like everybody was on, even myself. Like I was doing it for, and then
I
it kind
will
of
say
just
I've
fizzled.
lost my streak a couple of times with that, but I get right back up on that horse and start it again the next day. But I typically don't lose a streak because I get the word wrong. It's really I'm in competition with myself to see how long I can go getting the words right. I
Yeah,
typically always get the word, but where I've lost my streak is maybe like I forgot to do it one day or I was out of town and it fell
yeah.
the next day and I forgot or something. I do the New York Times crossword puzzle, the mini. I do I think it's called bumblebee or butterfly, or it's like a daisy, but it gives you a bunch of like random letters like that shape in the shape of like a flower,
Oh yeah, I seen
and
that.
then you have to see how many words you can make from that.
Right.
And then I do connections, and they give you 16 words, and you have to group four of the words. It's four groups of four words, and you have to find out how they're all connected.
Hmm.
Like, so there's four of the 16, four of them will be connected one way, four will be connected another way, four will be connected another way, and then four will be connected the last way. And you have to figure out the connection between all the words as to why those group of four go together and not they don't go with another group of four.
Oh, okay. That
I
sounds
do
interesting.
connections.
I like
That's a
word
fun
games.
one. I
Yeah.
do, it's called tiles, and you have to connect the tiles together. And then I do, what is this one called? It's called, I can't remember the name of this one now, but it gives you like, it's like a square, and it gives you letters all along the square, like on up one side, across the top, down one the other side, and at the bottom. And there's letters, like probably I think four letters on each side, four or five letters on each side, and you have to connect the letters together all to and use every letter within so many words. So say they give you
Like Sudoku? Sudoku?
mm,
Sounds like a word Sudoku. What'd you say?
no, I didn't say anything. You said Sudoku. I didn't
Yeah.
say anything. Okay, no, I don't think it's like okay. So it's a square, and on the outside of one square, say it has or the outside of the one wall or the line, the left line of the square, it has like four or five letters. And then across the top, it has four or five, bottom four or five, side four or five. You
Okay.
have to take the letters and zig and use your finger and like zigzag the letters to make a word, but you have to use every letter that they give you in the that's around the square.
Okay.
And you have to do that within so many words. So they'll say, here's today's one. Say I'll just say there's 20 letters, and there's a Z, there's a J, there's a K, there's an E, there's an F, there's a B, there's an L, there's a T, there's an O, there's an A, there's an R, whatever. And you have to use every letter to make a word. And the words, you have to connect them from one side to the next. Like if there's a B and an E on the same side, you can't use those letters next to each other. You'd have to use a B, go across the street to the other line and use a letter over there, then come back to the E that's on the same side as the B. This probably makes no sense.
At all because I'm dizzy. I'm up here trying to. I'm like, if you could see the way my eyes are moving, trying to imagine the direction. I'm like, okay, the square and the B is on the
And
left
you
side,
have
and the
to
E
use
if you
all the
the
letters, and it
zigzag.
says solve today's puzzle in 6 words. So I have to use
Okay.
every letter and I can't use it make any more than 6 words using all those letters. So I
Okay.
typically can do it within 3 or 4 words. Sometimes they only give you 4 words, and you can have to solve it in 4 words. So, like the word, I might choose the word black. I'm using the B, I'm using the L, I'm using the A, I'm using the C, I'm using the K. and they cannot be on the same side. Like I said, it's a square. So if
Right.
all the letters are lined up on the left side, I can't use those letters like next to each other. Like I can't, if the B and the L were on the same side, I couldn't
I
use the
got
word
you.
black because the B
Right.
and the L are right on the same side. I have to go B and then
How
go over to
how
the
are you
A.
finding out about these games? Because
Uh,
I don't feel like that's just like one that's like advertised.
they're all like the New York Times games.
Oh, because you're a dork. Okay, gotcha. All
So
right.
so I do all of those every night. So I usually start, if I go to bed like at say midnight every night, by 11 o'clock, I settle myself down and I go through all of my games, and I have to be done by midnight because then that's when it resets and I would lose my streak on those
Okay.
games.
Okay.
So
Okay.
those are my
Oh.
nightly games that I go through. I do Duolingo first typically because it takes the longest, and then I do my Wordle and then my crossword puzzle, and I just go through my all my little games, and it kind of just like, I don't know, it's like it ties up my evening.
Well, you didn't make me dizzy enough. I felt like I don't see how that relaxes you. Isn't it supposed to be that you're like to go to bed to get a good night's rest? You're not supposed to do anything like that would fire off the synapses in the brain. Here you are solving riddles and puzzles and all this other stuff right before bed. There's no way that you.
I sleep soundly every night. I don't wake up during the night. I don't have any trouble or struggle falling asleep. I don't even remember my head hitting the pillow.
Yeah, because you didn't wore yourself out. Okay, that makes sense. You didn't wore yourself out mentally with all these.
And it makes me feel, once I get through all my games and I know I've like completed my streaks for the day, it makes me feel like, okay, whew, okay. Night,
You know what?
check. I checked off my night and I can go to bed.
I don't. Candy Crush is really the only thing that I can. Even if I start, so like I said, I did Wordle, Duolingo, and that's not necessarily a game. I'm even have Duolingo installed on my phone. I need to get back into it. And Celeste, my little one likes to use Duolingo too. So it's even fun for her to like learn little words and things like that. So I don't know. But like as far as game stuff like Wordle, all this stuff, I try to play it and then it just kind of fizzles out. It'll keep my interest, but Candy Crush is the only one that has came through
Whole
the
time has
test of
satisfied.
time.
Yeah, uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know what it is. And for the most part, I mean you're doing the same, it's not the same
It's the same
uh
type of thing, just on a different, yeah,
right. You
every
know what I mean?
level.
But I don't know what it is. I think I'm like 11, 12 years in and it's
That's crazy.
I know. I know. And it's just the one game that has stuck around. I even tried that what was it, Candy Pet Rescue one. Like it goes off. I remove them from my phone because I'm like, oh, I'm not even playing these. But Candy Crush has been there from the
Well,
beginning.
like those games like Homescapes and Gardenscapes, they're all like a version of like matching tiles,
Right.
matching color games.
Right.
But I will have to say, I think Candy Crush does it the best.
Yes.
And there's something satisfying about those jellies, like block, like congealing together and making a big. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
and watching them explode. And do you have like your, I'm not sure what it is on your phone turned on, but your phone reacts to it. So when you have like
The hip, what's it called? The
the haptics,
haptics. Yeah, I
yes,
do.
I love that feeling when I feel my
Me
phone
too.
like that. Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
it is
Yes, I
yes.
love it. I
You
love
know?
it.
And it's funny because I don't play with the sound on. Like I don't you don't hear
Me either.
I used
Me
to in the
either.
beginning, like when I first started playing it and you hear that great. Ooh,
I don't like
awesome.
that.
And yeah, and so I was like, nope, don't need that, or even a little background music while you're playing. So no, but I do play with like you said, the
Haptics
haptics
on.
on.
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
too. I love that feeling.
yep, 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 yep. And I'm good with that. So yeah, but it's hilarious because the fact that you have a nightly routine with all these daggone different games, and here I am just still with Candy Crush, still just chugging along.
I think
Hilarious.
I like puzzles. And I coloring for a while. I was coloring every night
Yeah.
on my iPad. I like, I don't know, I like puzzles and that kind of stuff.
I
And
wonder if that stuff is trending, if that's still, and I did too. Now, you know what I will do. So I have a game that I will play if I'm waiting on lives and not trying to spend money. It's so bad. But solitaire, I like just a good plain old solitaire. I can play that game after game. So I do have a solitaire game, like I said, that I play in the meantime, in between time when I'm waiting on lives and
while you're
stuff.
trying to gain your
Yeah.
lives back.
Yeah. So I will do that. Or if I like, if I'm stuck on a real hard level that I can't pass like for a few days or something like that, I give myself a break. I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna play for a little bit and I'll play my solitaire. But to me, like I said, it's solitaire though. So it's not really nothing um there's
Like
no,
challenging or anything to
yeah,
it.
it's just another
There's
relaxing
no
game that I could pass the time with kind of deal. Um, before we're going to be, we said we're going to be good about our time and stuff. So I'm jumping into it real quick because we got to talk about, we usually cover some Hollywood stuff and things like that. And I know I have ran this by you and you hadn't even heard about it yet, but already, you know, it's a thing where they're like, oh, 2024 is just starting out. What crazy things can happen in 2024? You know what I mean? Like it's a joke. I even seen that there was a one of the like media outlets. I don't know if it was like the Shade Room or something. They have this calendar that they have posted up with all the months on the calendar, and already in the first square, like it's basically like what event or something can break the internet, or what's the buzz for that month kind of thing. And already we're only what 7 days into January, and the newest, the thing that already quote unquote broke the internet was Cat Williams. um and for those that don't know, Cat Williams is a comedian, and he broke the internet because he went on a podcast with Shannon Sharp. Now I don't know, I guess
okay. Okay.
club
I'm
and it,
sorry. I just heard somebody talking about this interview that he did with Shannon Sharp. That
yes.
and that was the only thing I've heard about it.
Yes. So Shannon Sharp, he has a podcast. It's called, I guess it's called Club Shay Shay. Cat
Okay.
Williams, who's a comedian, he's well known for the most part. Been in movies, TV shows, and things like that for
And if you
different
don't know,
roles.
you'd see his face and you might recognize his face for sure.
Right. Right. So the thing is, he went on this podcast and basically, like, I mean, he was just calling all kinds of people out, other comedians, um, other entertainers, like people in
Like
Hollywood and things like
calling
that.
out about what?
Just as far as, like, so for example, so he plays in movies and things like that.
Right.
Um, excuse me. He was in a movie, um, one of the movies. I think the movie Next Friday with. I mean, there's all kinds of stars that were in the movie, but Ricky Smiley, and Ricky Smiley is another comedian that's well known. Ricky Smiley had previously done that same podcast with Shannon Sharp. And when he
Okay.
had done the podcast, he did, and he didn't say it in a bad way, but he was just like, oh, the role that Cat Williams played, I was originally supposed to have that role, but the creators or whatever, the writers decided that I should do this other role. So when Cat Williams, and I hear that now, I've seen different snippets and clips of this podcast of Cat Williams and Shannon Sharp. They say the actual podcast, though, I thought we was bad. This podcast, this and it's on YouTube, was 3 hours long. It's like it's a longer than a feature film, but
Wow.
of him just talking about all these things. So he had addressed even that fact. He's like, Cat Williams was saying to Shannon Sharp, you let Ricky Smiley come on here and talk about, he was supposed to have my role that I played. He's like, this is what went down. So basically, this whole podcast, he's been calling out people of things that people have said that didn't really have, like, he's like, that's not true, or, they have ties to this, and just calling people out. And so a lot of other, so he called out some of the comedians that Cat Williams called out. He called out Kevin Hart. He has some stuff to say about him. He talked about Steve Harvey. He talked about, of course, Ricky Smiley, Michael Blackson, like some heavy hitter comedians that's out right now. And he just had a lot to say about him, and um, it was just
Bad
it's
things?
yeah, not good, not good. And just about like their character and the type
What?
of people they are. Oh, he was, as they would say, he was spilling the tea. He even mentioned Ludacris, where some of these people have even responded already. He talked about
They
Cedric the
have
Entertainer.
responded.
They have responded. He talked about Cedric the Entertainer. Like he was saying how Cedric
What?
the Entertainer stole one of his jokes. And so the people have responded back so far have been Kevin Hart. Cedric the Entertainer has responded back. Ludacris made a freestyle, a freestyle rap.
Is he
And
trying to get himself hurt in Hollywood? Like,
well,
what is he
now,
doing?
well, the thing is though, this is the thing, because like like when the podcast, when this first aired and it came out, everyone's like, oh, Cat Williams, he just started trouble, da da da. But there have been other people that have come forward that have backed up what he's saying. So now a lot of people, now it's turned to, oh, like they tried to pass it off as, oh, he was drinking, he was just talking crazy, talking out the side of his neck. But other people have stepped forward backing him up. So for example, in one of the, like when he was calling out comedians and stuff, he was talking about Steve Harvey, and he was talking about how Steve Harvey talked bad about Bernie Mac. Now, people love Bernie Mac, whether for his movies, he had the Bernie Mac show and things like that.
Right. Yeah.
He was in Ocean's 11. He was in, I think that franchise, that whole Oceans, was it
Franchise. Yeah.
Oceans
Like
10,
11,
11,
12, or
12, or
whatever.
something like
Yeah.
that. So, or 11, 12, 13, or something like that. So Cat Williams was talking about how Steve Harvey talked bad about Bernie Mac, how he treated him wrong, tried to do all this stuff. And again, like when this first aired, people were like, oh, he's just trying to start stuff, or that's not true. Ed Lover, which I don't know if you know Ed Lover. Ed Lover, a rapper and just an entertainer himself, he verified that information. He was good friends with Bernie Mac, and he said it was absolutely, Cat Williams was speaking absolute truth. Like Ed Lover said, Bernie Mac, because Bernie Mac passed away. I mean, it's been years, but he said, being that he was one of Bernie's best friends, Bernie told him about Steve Harvey and how Steve Harvey talked about him, tried to steal the role from him in Ocean's 11 and stuff. Like when Bernie Mac got casted for the role, Steve Harvey called up and was like trying to get the role himself and things like that. So it's just funny because, like I said, when this podcast came out and people are like, oh, okay, he's crazy, da da da. But now it's coming out and there's receipts to what he's saying. Now it's like, oh, he didn't start off the year like, people got some explaining to do. When he was talking about Ricky Smiley and how Ricky Smiley was like, oh, that role was supposed to be mine, that Cat played in Next Friday. Cat was like, no, it wasn't. He's like, matter of fact, as soon as I read for the role, I had it. That they even allowed me to change the part to make it what it was. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, so people thought, oh, he's not saying anything. Ice Cube
Back that up.
makes a statement, gets on, I don't know if it was whether his Instagram live or something like that, to confirm that Cat Williams was telling the truth about it. He was like, yeah, actually, I mean, Ricky Smiley, he did read for the role. He's like, we had that was just the process. So while he did read for that role, we did see that Cat Williams was better fitted for it. And so that's, like, again, just confirming what Cat Williams was saying. So that was another
What did
receipt.
he say about Kevin Hart?
Um,
Is it something that you can even talk about on here?
oh no, well, it was just like, so with like Kevin Hart, and it was the same thing with Ludacris. He was just saying how they had ties to, like, with Ludacris, he was saying like the Illuminati and things like that, like, and how Kevin, along the same lines, like just ties to this, like, um evil, like, I can't think of the words I'm looking for, but like something like the Illuminati, like kind of like he sold his soul to the devil kind of thing. You know what I mean? To get this fame and things like that. And so that was like his accusation. With they said he talked about Diddy. I mean, like I said, the podcast was 3 hours long of this man just talking, and there was memes where it showed like Shannon Sharp. They're like, man, Shannon didn't even really get to
Say
say anything. It
anything.
wasn't really an interview. Shannon said hi, and then Kat just went
I wonder
off.
what happened that made him do that. Like, what made him like? He might have been drinking, but he
Yeah,
was drinking
and
some
that's
truth
well,
serum and was
that was the
saying it
thing
all.
too, because Shannon, so he during the podcast, Shannon alluded to that. He's like, man, I'm gonna have to take this. They had these bottles of, I'm sure it was something very expensive, these bottles of liquor on the table. He's like, I'm gonna have to take this away from you. And Kat, he's like, oh, I'm not fueled by alcohol. All this stuff I'm saying is on point. Like, don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm telling you what's going on. And like I said, it sounded like he was rambling, but then all these receipts, he has receipts for everything that he was talking about. Like, people are coming out saying, oh no, no, he's right. Oh no, yeah, that did happen. I guess he's a genius. Like he he Cat Williams, he has like this real high IQ. Like he's like, but he has receipts, and he is part of the, what's the Society for the Geniuses? I forget what it's
Mensa.
called. Yes, he's been a part of that for years. Um, he was telling Shannon Sharp about like how fast he was and stuff, and they try to, when I say they, like other media platforms try, like when they try to make memes or talk about it and stuff. But they had a clip of him run, like someone recorded him running, and I don't know all the meters and how many, but it was
But
like
it backed up what he said.
yes. So I don't know, like they said, for the start of 2024, he didn't started something. So they they're like, what else is
What else can the next 11 months bring? 11 months
right,
and 3 weeks bring?
right. It was interesting. He, like I said, he had a lot to say, and no one was everybody had a target on their back. If he, and he said it too. He's like, I have receipts, so I'm not saying anything that
Isn't
can't be
factual
backed
that you
up.
can't, like, they can't get,
Uh-huh.
you can't sue anybody for saying something that's true.
Right.
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 Hollywood
That's
is a crazy, like, I could never, I would never want to be a part.
listen.
It's just,
Yeah. He had stuff to say about Diddy. Who
well,
else?
that's a whole
Like I said,
nother.
it was a roster. He had a roster of people that it was just like,
Is there a Cliff Notes version?
like I said, if you there's clips, certain clips that you can find where I don't think it has to be like full 3 hours, but just like snippets of like the main ones he was talking about. Who else did he was talking about? Which that's been a thing. So Taraji P Henson not too long ago had spoke up about being underpaid
Right.
as an actress, and especially working on this Color Purple remake. Now Color Purple, it's considered a cult classic. Like it's just part of generational history kind of thing. Like it's one of those movies you
Right.
just
Right.
should have seen. So they had a remake of The Color Purple, and of course in the cast, Taraji P Henson and all these others, Fantasia. I can't even think of some, but some good heavy hitters. And I think she was speaking about The Color Purple movie itself, this remake, that she was underpaid. And people took to it that why is Oprah not paying, especially these black actresses, the money that they're worth if they're performing in these movies. And so the whole thing behind it was Monique, who is an actress, a
I
comedian
remember that
more
whole
so.
story.
Yes, Monique said this years ago and pretty much got blacklisted
Right.
for speaking about, like, we're not paid enough, da da da, and everybody said that Monique was crazy. But then down the line, Taraji says the same thing, and everybody's like, oh. So they were talking about, like, there's a difference between being heard and being listened to.
Right. For
Um,
sure.
so it's like I said, I feel like more and more, and here recently, a lot of things. It happens from time to time, but it seems stronger that a lot of things in Hollywood is being more exposed, and even within, as far as actors and actresses themselves, speaking on a lot of things that's just like taking place and ain't on the up and up. Which, I mean, people probably
Which
already
we
could
already knew,
figure,
but we don't.
right?
Yeah. And you
But
know what? And you don't always want to believe that it's true, but the way the world works, you have to know that it it probably is.
right, right, and it's but and what's crazy is when those, it's funny and it shows a lot about Hollywood though too, because when those who do speak on it come forward, they're painted as crazy
Mm-hmm.
until someone else backs it up, or it has to be a certain person. But like I said, that's a lot of ties in the Hollywood too, that Hollywood underworld of, oh, if you speak about it, we're gonna make you look crazy so that we don't seem as bad as it
As we really
is.
are. Yeah.
Yeah. So that, and I feel like that's what they try to do with Cat Williams. That, you know what I mean? Oh, he's just crazy. Oh, he was drinking on that podcast. Da, 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 da. You know, can't believe nothing he's saying. But like I
But
said,
sometimes that stuff is so crazy and outlandish, you can't make it up. Like,
right,
it's like, I couldn't make this stuff up.
right, right. So
Mm. I'm gonna have
like I
to go
said,
and do a little cliff note version of it and see what he was talking about. I told you my son had mentioned to me that he had one, and he said it was 3 hours. This podcast and
yeah,
blah blah blah, and he was saying some crazy stuff, and I don't know if he listened to the whole thing or not, but
yeah,
I just know he was, and I didn't, but that's all he said, and I didn't know anything. I didn't think anything more of it. I didn't realize it
right.
caused such an outrage.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a so and that was pretty recent. You know, what I mean, this just happened within the last few days. So it's like I said, with some of those that were called out responding already, trying to talk about, it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. It just like everything else, I feel like it will fizzle out, but not before a lot more statements are made about it.
Mm, mm, mm,
Right.
mm,
And
mm.
that's your live report from Hollywood News
We'll
with
have to go.
Dawn. Right. That's what's going on right now. That's what's going on right
Oh,
now. I
oh
just, yeah.
man, that's crazy.
Right.
Well, we'll see. I guess we'll have to stay tuned. We'll follow up on that too. See what's going on.
Exactly. Sound like a plan. All right.
Well, Dawn, it's getting to that hour.
It is. It is, Beth. So
I
let
I only what I'm saying two things. One, I have to go to work tomorrow,
why
and
would you
every week I borderline would I rather be just have no money and stay home, or have some money and go to work. I swear it's 50-50. I'm like, do I really need to eat? Not really. I can just stay home.
listen?
I'm all right.
Look,
I could lose some weight anyway. It's okay. I don't really need food.
I didn't store it anyway. It was for this purpose.
And like I said, I don't hate my job, but that I don't know what it is about Mondays. I wish we could like kind of ease into Monday. I wish the work week could be 4.5 days. No, 1, 2, 3, 4 day work week. And you ease into like the bookends. So I say we work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, full days. This is my pitch. Tuesday, Wednesday,
Okay.
Thursday, full days, 8 hours, whatever. Friday, go in early or go in regular time, leave early. And then Monday, it's rough starting work. We got to ease into the week
Well,
slowly,
would it
ease
really
into it.
would
So
it
let's just,
really be that way? So say it was a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday kind of deal. Would Tuesday really be any better?
no, you
That
work on Monday, but you don't go into work. Like you just kind of go into work Monday whenever you feel like it. Like not whenever you feel
oh,
like it, but like if I have to be at work at 7 or 8 or 9, I get there, just kind of like 9, 10 ish, 11 ish, just kind of like ease into Monday, get there, get some work
okay.
done. Then you get the juices flowing. Then you're like, okay, I'm ready for Tuesday. Tuesday's gangbusters, full day, got it. Wednesday, gangbuster, full day, got it. Thursday, gangbuster, full day, got it. Friday, gangbuster, half day. You go in there like locked and loaded, and then it's half day. You're like, all right, I'm going to ease on out into my weekend. And then on Monday, because you are now having to like switch that flip that switch, you ease into Monday. So I say it's a 4-day work week with a half day Monday, 3 days, half day Friday.
I got you.
Afternoon Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, morning Fridays. That just seems more balanced to me. The work week is the week is 7 days.
Right.
It is unbalanced 5 and 2. And 7 is an odd number, so it's not like it can be an even number of days off, days on. So let's just at least make it a little bit more balanced, and let's do 4 and 3. And I'm going to even give you where I work every day, Monday through Friday, just half a days on the bookends.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it makes sense. I would be down for that. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah.
Roll into work about 11 or 12 on Monday. It's giving you some time to wake up, kind of get your mood right, your head right, everything together. Go in there, crank it out for 4 hours, then you're locked and loaded, ready for Tuesday. Keep that momentum going all week. Friday, same thing. Come in ready. Let's do it. And then you're like, okay, I didn't put in some major work. I'm ready to ease on out. Let's go hit it.
So let's open that up. Let's end it by opening that up to our friends. Do you think that you would be more willing to work a schedule like that? Half day Monday, work full day Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and leave half day Friday. What are your thoughts? Is that something that sounds better than just a Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, or whatever the case may be? Let us know what you think.
And this is what I'm going to project. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
I know you're
No,
trying
go
to
ahead.
on that note. They can leave their thoughts, their comments. They can they can subscribe. Thank you so much for those who already have to this podcast on our Instagram page. So we'll have an Instagram page up. I ain't saying,
but I'm saying.
We'll get that Instagram page going. You can leave your thoughts, your comments, and any questions, responses, whatever the case may be, and they can kind of let themselves be heard on that.
Boom, there it is. There it is. You have just now heard. We got that page coming up. Let us know what you think.
What have I done?
I don't know. I'm going with the flow, though. I'm going with the flow.
All right.
Sounds good. All right, Beth.
All right.
On that note, then.
On that note.
I ain't saying.
But I'm saying.
We out.